Hello, language enthusiasts. Ever wondered how to express how often you do something? It's a fascinating aspect of language that adds depth and clarity to our conversations. Like, do you always drink tea in the morning or sometimes prefer coffee? Maybe you occasionally switch it up with a smoothie or rarely indulge in a hot chocolate. That's where adverbs of frequency come in handy. They're like those little signs at the airport. They tell you how often the plane takes off. Just like those signs, adverbs of frequency guide us in understanding the regularity of actions. Only in this case, the plane is your verb. Exciting, right? Imagine your verb soaring through the sky with adverbs of frequency as its flight path indicators. These adverbs are like secret ingredients that make your sentences more flavorful. Just as a chef uses spices to enhance a dish, you can use adverbs to enrich your language. They tell us how frequently something happens. Do you eat pizza every day, or is it a special treat you enjoy once in a while? Probably not, unless you are very lucky. But you might eat it occasionally. See, more descriptive. These adverbs help paint a clearer picture of our habits and routines, making our communication more vivid and precise. Let's meet our most frequent flyers in the world of adverbs. Always, usually, and often. These words are like the best friends of verbs, always hanging around to tell us how often something happens. These words love to hang out with verbs and tell us how frequently the action happens. They add a layer of meaning that helps us understand the regularity of events. Always means, well, all the time, no exceptions. It's like a promise that something will happen every single time without fail. For example, the sun always rises in the east. This is a universal truth that never changes. Usually means most of the time, but not always. It's like a habit that you follow regularly, but there might be some exceptions. Like, I usually have cereal for breakfast. This means that on most days you can find me enjoying a bowl of cereal to start my day. Maybe sometimes you have toast, who knows? It's good to have variety in your breakfast routine. Often means it happens frequently, but not as much as usually. It's like a regular occurrence, but with a bit more flexibility. For instance, I often go for walks in the park. This means that while I enjoy my walks, I don't do it every single day, but not every day, obviously. Sometimes it rains, and on those rainy days, I might choose to stay indoors instead. Now, let's meet the adverbs that prefer a more relaxed travel schedule, sometimes, rarely, and never. These words help us describe how often things happen in our lives, adding a touch of frequency to our actions and experiences. Sometimes is our free spirit. It means things happen occasionally, but not on a regular basis. It's like a surprise visit from a friend, bringing joy and excitement when you least expect it. I sometimes eat chocolate cake for breakfast. Don't judge. It's a little indulgence that makes the morning special, even if it's not the healthiest choice. Rarely is like that friend who's always busy. It means something hardly ever happens. It's reserved for those moments that are few and far between, almost like a rare gem. I rarely watch television. There's just not enough time. With so many other things to do, TV takes a back seat in my life. And lastly, never. Our friend who prefers to stay home. Never means something never happens. Ever. It's the ultimate no-show, the event that simply doesn't occur. I never eat Brussels sprouts. Blech. It's one of those things that just doesn't appeal to me, no matter how it's prepared. Section 4. Where do these words go? Now, where do we put these helpful adverbs in a sentence? Good news! They're not as picky as your cat about where they sit. Usually they go the main verb, like this. I always drink tea in the morning, but they can also be the life of the party and go at the beginning or end of a sentence for emphasis. Sometimes I eat cake for breakfast. See, still grammatically sound. Section 5. You're ready to fly solo. Congratulations. You've mastered the basics of adverbs of frequency. Now you can impress your friends with sentences like, I often contemplate the meaning of life while waiting for the kettle to boil. Remember, practice makes perfect. So go forth and use these adverbs in your daily conversations. And who knows, maybe one day you'll be teaching others about the wonders of adverbs of frequency. Now, wouldn't that be something?